So, Pokemon had its 30th anniversary live stream, and I'm here to talk about it. So, first of all, they had this little countdown thing, which had all the Pokemon with the little 30 logo and stuff. That was really cute, and with all the music and stuff, it was very nostalgic. As someone who's been with Pokemon since the very beginning, the original Red version was my first ever Pokemon game. It just makes me realize just how far we've come and how much time of my life I have dedicated to Pokemon. You know, it's insane. Like, it really is crazy. Anyway, so I start off with this music player that looks like the Game Boy. It's something. I mean, obviously, I'm not into it. If I want to hear the music, there's plenty of ways to do that. So, I mean, it's nice, I guess, as a collector's item and everything. Anyway, then we move on. There's a bunch of mobile stuff. That's the thing about this is that every Pokemon presents. If you're not into the mobile stuff like me, you got to sit through a bunch of updates that they got to do for every single mobile game they had. Even the trading card game has a mobile game now. So luckily they were quick. They were rapid fire because I don't think anyone really cares. They obviously did a little thing for the trading card games. They didn't really show anything, so I don't know. Whatever. It's almost like they had to say, yeah, we're still doing it, but we all knew they were still doing this stuff. I don't know why they needed to. Speaking of stuff where I don't know why they did this, why did they show us Mega Dimensions for Legends EA? Like, we already knew that. That's been out for a while. That seemed like a waste of time. But anyway, Pokemon Gale of Darkness is finally coming. It took them long enough. Don't know where the other Pokemon games are that they've advertised for this online thing. Like, where's Pokemon Coliseum or all the other games that they like, where's any of the original, like, Game Boy games or, like, any of the handheld games, really? All we're getting is a re-release of Fire Red and Leaf Green, which I already talked about. So, yeah, I don't know. They really are drip-feeding us with this kind of stuff. But hey, we got something. Let's see, what else? I think I'm missing something. I think there's just been a bunch of updates. Oh, yeah, Pokepia or whatever, the Animal Crossing Pokemon game. I call it the Animal Crossing Pokemon game, but it seems like it's becoming more and more like the Pokemon Minecraft game, because that's what it's starting to look like. They just had a big treehouse presentation on that, so I'm not going to go into all that, but it looks fun, I guess. They showed a little bit of Pokemon Champions. I still have no idea what's going on with that game, because, I'm still not 100% sure, if there's going to be microtransactions or whatever, because, it's on mobile and all this other stuff, and what the future of the Pokemon series is going to be like. Because now we got a sneak peek of Pokemon Winds and Waves Gen 10, and I don't know what kind of game that is either. I don't know if it's turn-based or not. So, if it is turn-based, then why do we even need Pokemon Champions? I'd have to assume that this is not turn-based, but we don't know yet. Anyway, they showed us the starters, which I have on screen right here. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not a huge fan of these guys so far. They look kind of bland in terms of designs. They look like fan designs, like a fan came up with them. But anyway, you got the Grass Bird, looks like it just came out of Angry Birds. You got the Fire Pomeranian, which I admit is pretty cute. I'm probably going to have to go with that one because it's the only one that I kind of like. And then we got a Angry Water Gecko. Why do 2 out of 3 of them look angry? Oh, well, maybe that's why I like the Pomeranian too. It actually looks happy. And you know what's funny? If I go with the Fire Starter, this will be like the third or fourth time I've gone with the Fire Starter. I went with Cinderace on Sword and Shield. I went with the Fire Crocodile in Scarlet Violet. I can't even remember its name because I hate Scarlet and Violet so much. And then I even picked Tepig in Legends ZA. So, yeah, I think it just seems to be like the fire ones are just ones I've been gravitating towards, which is funny because my first ever Pokemon was Charmander, so I guess I just have an affinity for the fire type starters, which is weird because out of the 3 types, water is my favorite. But the water starters, I don't know. Not since Primarina, the best Pokemon in the world, and no, I will not be taking questions. Yeah, ever since Primarina, I have not been gravitating toward the water starters for whatever reason. But anyway, it looks like the leaks were true. It's Winds and Waves, and it looks like you can go underwater, which is great because, like I said, I love water Pokemon, so being able to actually go underwater, which we haven't been able to do, I think, since Gen 3, and even there was underutilized. I can't wait for that. I really want to go under the ocean and explore and find all the water Pokemon that I like and stuff like that, so that's cool. Which probably means, yes, I probably will be going Waves, I don't know why they're still selling 2 versions of the same game, The Legends game proves that they don't have to do that. This is, it's pretty bold of them to continue saying that, yeah, we know this is a scam, but whatever. So, yeah, that was the Pokemon 30th anniversary It was all right. I mean, really, the only thing that got me excited was the Gen 10 announcement. It's not coming till 2027. I realized. Yeah, that's interesting, but at least they're not rushing it. You know. So I guess this year, I guess Pokemon Champions and the Pokepia game is the Pokemon games we're going to be getting. I wonder what the holiday game is going to be this year for the Switch 2 then, if it's not Pokemon, which everyone expected it to be. I wonder when in 2027 too. Is it going to be end of the year 2027? Is that going to be the holiday game? I wouldn't mind that. It would at least mean that they're taking their time with it. After Scarlet and Violet, they cannot afford another mess up like that. That ruined Pokemon's reputation probably for the next 20 years. You know, it's like that's when Pokemon discourse really, really got bad. It was already not great with Sword and Shield, but once those dropped, boy, people have never looked at Pokemon the same way. And same with me. I can't look at Pokemon the same way. That's when I really started to get annoyed with Pokemon because as much as, Sword and Shield had a ton of problems, I still at least enjoyed playing through them. Scarlet and Violet I did not enjoy. I couldn't because it didn't work. At launch that thing was broken and crashed on me countless times, but I've gone on enough about that, whatever. Hopefully this one will be a lot better. I don't know if it's going to be open world. It looks like it might be. I would assume it would be. But then again, they said Scarlet and Violet was open world when it really wasn't, because nothing scaled, so you still had to do everything in a linear order, so it was the illusion of an open world. So maybe this will be the same way, who knows. I hope not. I want a true open world Pokemon experience. But whether or not Game Freak and the Pokemon Company can deliver that is yet to be seen. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait till 2027. But yeah, that was the Pokemon 30th Anniversary Pokemon Presents. Like I said, not much to say. It was all stuff we already knew, pretty much, and updates to stuff I don't care about. But hey, Gen 10, that's something. Like I said, the leaks kind of spoiled that, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. Honestly, now that I think about it, not much to say. But I do have a lot more Pokemon content coming out. I've been thinking of about a bunch of ideas for videos because, it's 30th anniversary. Why not? It's gotten me in a Pokemon mood. I started replaying Fire Red on my original cartridge, and I want to make a video about that because I haven't played it in years, and I'm doing a special little playthrough right now, so I'll probably make a video on that later. But let me know what you guys thought about this whole thing, and I'll see you next time.